And I want you now to hear from someone who is absolutely an expert, because he has the well-being of all the children of America as his responsibility. He is leading this country's efforts to educate our children, but he has an additional job now to lead the way in keeping them safe. And he was here with us on the first day of school. He's back with us on this very important day, and he supported us every step of the way. As Secretary of Education of the United States of America, my pleasure to introduce Dr. Miguel Cardona.
Saludos, Mayor. Thank you very much. So glad to be with you all. Students across the country are back in school. They're back with their teachers. They're back with their friends where they belong. They've suffered enough, and we know that students learn best in the classroom. So I applaud everything that you're doing to promote a safe return to school. And that includes, better ventilation systems. That includes masking to make sure that we're reducing the spread. But that also includes taking advantage of what we have this year that we didn't have last year, vaccinations. We know vaccinations work, and every effort that you take to make sure that the folks that come in contact with our children are vaccinated is well received. Thank you for taking the leadership on that. Thanks to the leadership of the mayor, Chancellor Porter, and other leaders, students are back into the classrooms. And I was fortunate to visit New York to see the students in action, them smiling. I visited several places when I was there to see that firsthand. I went to Harvey Milk School, I visited Queens, and I visited PS 121 through on the first day of school to see that excitement. The president made it very clear when not only he asked governors to move forward on vaccination requirements where possible, but also with $130 billion in the American Rescue Plan that Congress passed to make sure schools had the tools that they needed to safely reopen. And we're seeing that across the country. But it takes leaders like what I'm seeing here in New York, Mayor, Chancellor, to do the right thing. I remember the impact COVID had on New York when it first came out. New York City was one of the hardest hit areas. And it's going to take strong leadership to get out of this. And 95% of the staff that work there are vaccinated already. That goes to show that leadership matters, that the New Yorkers get it. In fact, I learned that there's less cases when schools reopen. So you're doing it right. Students need to be in the classroom, they need to be safe, and we need to make sure we're doing everything possible to let our staff get vaccinated and make sure that our schools are as safe as possible. Listen, we have a lot of important work to do to close achievement disparities, to improve college access, and it takes strong leaders like yourself and the team that you work for to make sure the job gets done. It's not always popular, but it's the right thing to do to protect our children. I commend all the educators across New York City for your leadership, for putting students first, and know that I support the work that you're doing over there. Continue to lead and continue to protect our students, keeping them safe, learning in the classroom where they learn best. Again, thank you for the invitation. Have a great day.
Mr. Secretary, thank you so much. I got to tell you, it has helped us every step of the way to have your support, to have President Biden's support for these mandates, for these strong measures. It's made a world of difference to have leadership in Washington backing us up every step along the way. So all I can say to you is muchísimas gracias. It has been tremendously helpful. And we look forward to hosting you again soon in New York City.
Thank you. Sigan pa'lante.